for me personally, learning how to have like more compassion for myself, it's gotten me out of my head, out of my worries and anxieties and fears, and into my body. Like actually learning how to feel, like to feel the emotion, the volcanic eruption of emotion that happens inside of me when I'm like triggered by something. Before doing the work at Onsite, I would be up in my head. What's happening? Why is this happening? I wish this wasn't happening. Why is this happening to me? Why doesn't this happen to them? Like, and just live in this like anxiety. And once I could develop the tools that I learned at Onsite, which, you know, the word compassion is everything, to like actually drop into like, ooh, like I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling afraid. I'm whatever. Before I would reach for something. A cigarette, a drink, some food, even like a yoga class, like even like good things, go for a workout as a way to like avoid. But the problem with that is then the stuff that I was avoiding would come out in my relationships. It would come out as an argument. It would come out as being offended by something that wasn't even meant to be taken personally. Once I could develop the compassion, I was able to like give the love and attention and affirmation to myself, and then communicate far more effectively in my relationships. How this kind of compassion, I think, works at large in the world is probably the most important thing that I think our species has to learn right now. We're living right now in a epic pandemic. I don't know when people are watching this, but if you remember, we're living at a time where there's this like major divide around vaccines and science, and I really understand the divide, and I understand the passion that is fueling both sides politically, but we're missing the point, which is that on both sides people are afraid, and we're just yelling at each other, shaming people into how they need to be different. And then I say something offensive to you, you need to do this, and if you don't do this, you're being selfish. And then you say something defensive to me, you're stupid, you're just a sheep, you're just following this system. And it's these children that are just throwing rocks at each other. And when are we as a species gonna learn like, oh, you're afraid. You're afraid that if you take this vaccine, that it's gonna do something really bad to you. Oh, you're afraid that if people don't take the vaccine, that you're gonna lose your grandmother, that there's just this epic amount of fear on both sides. And I think until we learn to have compassion and to listen to each other's fear and not just listen to their words, like what we learn at Onsite, to listen, to attune to the emotions that are present on the other side of the table in the other person, and be able to say to somebody like, oh, I hear you, like I feel you. I understand that you're afraid, and I am too. That to me is intimacy, and without that, pick another topic. We're just going to continue having these wars with each other. So I think compassion and understanding that starts with oneself, right? Because it's not just the other side, it's not just the people that we disagree with, who we invalidate and argue with. We're invalidating and arguing with the parts of ourselves all the time. A feeling comes up, nope, shouldn't feel that, nope, shouldn't think that. So if we can learn to listen to all of ourselves, then maybe we can learn to listen to everyone and recognize and hear everyone's in pain.